Happy Hump Day, Terry.
Hump Day.
It is Hump Day. Yesterday was kind of a chalky day, I would say.
It was, and what I don't like is that Mountaineer shows the prices for $2.
Well,
So
what are you going to do?
Well, like you did really well. You had both pick fours. The only problem is they didn't pay enough. And then your best bet of the day won, and I think you had an exact in the boxed up. And your single beat my single. My single ran fourth.
Yes, fourth out of four.
That's right.
Was there more than four horses in that race? I don't know.
No, I think we were five.
There's five.
It was 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I just like the track drop angle there. That's all it was for me, Terry, to be honest with you. So a lot of times those horses, they are facing off against better stuff when they come in from like Gulfstream Park and elsewhere, like the top tracks.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping for a little better price for that last leg. Plus, the horse came from Golden Gate, and I'm always kind of favorable to that. So.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we didn't get too many prices yesterday. I hope things are going to be different today, Terry, because I have a lot of prices in my pick. So if prices don't hit today, Rich is going to have a tough day. Having a little bit of a tough day over at Royal Ascot, so I hope that it's not a precursor or foreshadowing of what's – yeah, I don't know. It's not hitting anything over there. Tom really not hitting anything either. We finally got a winner, but big deal, 1 out of 3. But hopefully the last 3 races we'll get it together. But if not, we'll absolutely 100% have it together when we get back together today, 3 o'clock Eastern, for day 3 over at Royal Ascot.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 races. It looked like the favorites won the first 2, or at least favorite and second choice. And that second race was so close. I don't know how they determined that wasn't a dead heat. I just don't know.
HD photographs, Terry.
I guess.
The thing is, neither one of us are playing favorites over there because there's so many horses.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Trying to find a price. So anyway, I don't know. Last night, I hope you got a chance to catch Chris and Sean with Riccardo Chiappi. It was an interesting interview in that, he said he missed his wife, right? So he went to Penn National, and so he could spend time at the same place. But when they asked him, what don't you like? He said, I don't like racing at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that. So I was out for the evening with my son. But
I thought it was kind of funny. He said that he was in high school or, in school, and then he got introduced to racing through his mother.
Oh.
And then he started skipping school to go to the races.
Yeah. A lot of people do it through their mother, not just the father, but through the mother. You hear that a lot.
The degenerate uncle's number one culprit, though.
Yeah. My mom and I used to run over the races together. And one time I shouldn't have done this, but I told her there was a horse that I really, really liked. So she said, all right. She took the grocery money and we betted on it. It ran second.
Hope she bet it to win and place.
Nope. She bet it just to win. It was Most Toast was the name of the horse. I still remember. But I came home and I had a savings account, so I just took the $20 out and gave it to her. So.
Gave it back to your mom.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice thing to do. Well, hopefully today we'll have a lot of money to put into our savings accounts today, Terry, at Delaware Park. Race 1 is 6 furlongs, maiden claiming $5,000 for a purse of $10,000. When you look at 6 furlong profile, the winner at Delaware Park. 19 races so far, 14 won by speed, 7 have gone wire to wire. There's been a heavy rail bias here. 2 through 7 have played fair. Has not been a winner from 8 and out yet. This is a lot going on for you today here, Terry. It's your box it up, your hot and your best bet. Take us through your picks. I'm going to exit out and come back because for whatever reason, I'm echoing again.
All righty. Well, in that first race, I like number 7, Midnight Trick. He finished third versus similar in his last race, receiving the highest last speed rating, and he has the best dirt speed among today's starters. Then I like number 3, Shoot the Messenger. He didn't seem to like the turf and has a trainer who wins 21% of the time when going from the turf to the dirt. Plus, he makes a massive drop in class today. He has a high percentage winning jockey, Jeremy Rose. And then I like number 5, Rayo Nero. He drops in class today and has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like as my 4th pick, number 6, Lucky for Sure. He was eased and walked off in his debut race, but I'm going to give him another chance as he was well bet that day, and he has a jockey change to Jamie Rodriguez, who's doing really well.
So you're kind with that guy then, huh, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to give him another shot.
I am.
I don't know why I've been echoing lately. It's driving me bananas. I'm going to have to reach out to StreamYard and ask them why that might be. That like I have to leave, otherwise I'm echoing. It's just really weird. All right, for me, number one, I like Rey Negro. Drops in class, showed some early pace in its debut, and I'm expecting this horse to take that step forward in round number 2. Midnight Trick. This one has the top last race speed figure by a wide margin. It's going to require some of the other horses to show some major improvement to beat this one, but I'm expecting the 5 to get that done. Shoot the Messenger is taking a drop in class as well. Flips from turf to dirt. It does have some early pace on the turf last time out. And trainer Richard Hendricks clicks in at 21% winners when he's taking the turf to dirt angle. And then finally, number 6, Lucky for Sure. Taking too big of a class drop to ignore here, Terry. Was 4-1 in the maiden special weight 72,000 debut. And then moved straight to the bottom of Delaware Park. So that's a suspicious drop for me. It's a way big suspicious drop for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that drop in class, the maiden special weight 72 all the way down, is it's too hard to ignore. So maybe they're just trying to cash a check here. Tough to tell.
Could be.
Race number 2, as we move on at Delaware Park, is 1 mile and 70 yards. Optional claiming $20,000. For 3 years old and up, which have started for a claiming price of $12,500 or less in 2021 or 2022, or optional claiming price of $20,000 in the mile, the 1M 70Y distance. 4 races, 100% won by speed. 2 of those 4 went wire to wire. There is a rail and 4 through 7 bias in those 4 races, so really not that much of a data set. 2 and 3 have underperformed, and so far, once again, you do not see a winner from 8 and out. I don't think that's the case here. There's not very many horses in this race, if I remember correctly.
No, there's not. So they had a lot of scratches. But anyway, I like number 1 in this race, Visual Art. It was the other part of the entry. The Thorny's Tell was my first choice to start with, and they scratched that horse. But this horse drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and the jockey in the last 14 days finished in money 7 times out of 9 starts, winning 3. Then I like number 5, Good Luck Chuck. He has won 2 races in a row and going for a hat trick now. He won his last race at Charlestown and drops in class today. Then number 6, My Man Pots and Pans. He has finished in the money in his last 4 races, winning 1 of those starts. He should improve while returning to dirt today and has a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 7, Mystic Link Will. He comes in from Tampa Bay Downs to try Delaware Park. Should improve while returning to a route, and the trainer jockey combination the last 14 days has won 2 out of 2 starts.
Charles mentions there's a few not so good horses running at Delaware Park today, so we're going to need a little bit of luck. Luck is always a good thing to have. I agree with you, Charles. There are only 4 horses in this race, Terry. I thought there were some scratches in there, so we got this one covered. Visual Art drops in class. It has that very strong trainer jockey combination of Jaime Rodriguez and Jamie Ness. That combo is clicking off at 30% on the win rate. Has some good work since the last race, including our good friend Eddie C's favorite angle, a bullet workout, a maintenance workout, and then to the track. Also likes the distance, out 6 times, 3 wins in a couple of seconds. My Man Pots and Pans, always close at the end. Resume says it'll be better in the 3rd start off a layoff. The only problem is it'll be behind everybody in a short field, and it's always kind of hard to come win that way. And then finally, Mystic Link, the 7 horse, does come in from Tampa Bay Downs. And the trainer, John Rigateri, is hitting at 28% with shippers. Let's move on to race number 3 on the day today, Terry, at Delaware Park. It's 5 furlong optional claiming on the turf for $12,500 with a nice purse of $42,000. For 5 furlongs so far, Terry, they've not run that many races. They've only run 4. Half won by speed, half won by closers, 1 of which went wire to wire. And the winners come from 2 and 3 and 8 and plus. That's been where all the winners have come from. This is my box it up, Terry, because, there's I think there's a lot of opportunity today to hit some nice prices. So I'm going to start off with something that you don't have, Terry. Proper Manners.
I think Proper Manners. I thought that was scratched.
In race number 3.
Number 3.
I thought I went through all the scratches.
Hey, you're right. It's not scratched.
Yes. So. Okay. See, I told you don't have Proper Manners.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with Proper Manners, my friend. Well, Terry does have Proper Manners. So I just give him a hard time because that's what I do. But anyway, at Delaware, 5 times out, a win, a second, and 2 seconds and a third. Did show better pace numbers in the first race off the bench. And this horse's resume says it usually is as good, if not better, in race number 2. My thoughts, race number 8, going to take a crack here with a long shot. This one here is has an early pace edge, gets first Lasix for trainer Tim Woolley, who's won 4 of 8 the first time he runs a horse around on the first grass. And he gets jockey Jeremy Rose, who doesn't run that many, but when he does, 12 times out, 4 wins, 2 seconds. So either wins or finishes second or off the board. A number 2 horse is Miranda's Desmond. This one's dropping in class, and I feel like just looking at it, the trainer here is looking for a check, not in for a price, so that doesn't concern me. Has some strong early pace numbers and better than average late legs for this crew. And then finally closing it out with number 3, Maestria. Drops from a $100,000 non-graded stakes race. First time on grass, which is a 19% winner for trainer Cathell Lynch. This one's really working out fast, and Cathell has just been crushing Delaware Park so far. All right, Terry, what do you see?
Well, I like your 4th pick as my first pick, number 3, Maestria. She returns from Gulfstream Park after finishing 11th when lugging out and bobbling at the start. So I'm going to throw that race out. Her trainer jockey in the last 14 days have won 3 out of 4 and ran a second. And she has a good workout on June 4th. Then I like number 8, My Thoughts. She returns to Delaware track of the last place that she won. And she's trying turf for the first time, although I think they're off the turf, aren't they? But her breeding,
I don't think they're off the turf.
Okay,
it's nice over there. Turf is listed as firm.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. So her breeding suggests she will like the grass, and her dam has produced 2 turf winners. She drops in the class today, and the trainer wins 50% of the time when his entry races for the first time on the grass. They added Lasix today. Then I like number 2, Miranda's Desmond. She comes in from Laurel to try Delaware Park for the first time and returns to turf, where she has done better in the past. In addition, she switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like She's the Big Deal. She has a high percentage winning jockey, high percentage winning trainer, and the trainer wins 20% of the allowance races he enters a mount in. Trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days of finishing them winning 4 out of 5 times, winning 2 of those.
Charles, going back to race number 1, says take an eye out, look at that 3-horse gun runner switching surface, probably likely winner, doesn't really particularly care for the jockey ride in that one. Race number 4, Terry, as we try to hustle through the Delaware card so that we can get started for the first race. 5 furlongs, maiden special weight, $40,000. At 5 furlongs so far, they've run 3 races, 100% of them won by speed, 2 of which went wire to wire. 4 through 7, I think, collected all the W's there. I'm going to start off with the 5 as my best bet here, Terry. And the reason it's all about me, this one has it has the best workouts for any of the first-time starters. And really, the one he's going to be going up against here is a 7, Tappin' Josie. It's the only lone experienced horse in the field that's been okay. So I feel like there's a good shot for the 5-horse to upset the 7-horse.
All right. Well, I like in this race, I start out with my number 1 pick is number 7, Tappin' Josie. She ran second versus similar in her only start and was well bet in her debut. The trainer wins 28% of the time when taking a horse from a maiden race to a maiden special weight race. And then at number 2, Istria. She has a decent workout on May 26th, and the trainer wins 18% of the time when taking a horse from maiden race to a maiden special weight race. And then number 5, All About Me, which it should be. She is a first-time starter. Her dam has 1 winner out of 1 starter. The breeding suits today's distance. The trainer wins 18% of the time in dirt starts, and she has a good workout on June 8th. And then I like number 9, Lucky Freedom. And she has a first-time starter, and she has a trainer in the last 14 days who has a record of 4 starts, 3 wins. And I need to make a little correction in that third race. Actually, the 5 horse, which was my 4th pick, is not my 4th pick. The 7 horse is.
The 7 horses. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, and I've got it right for my hot dog. So
you have it right in your hot dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look, and then to fill out the rest of my picks, I mentioned why I think the 5 horse has a good shot to beat the 7 horse based upon the workouts. The Isteria is a Kathleen Lynch winning a 24. Kathleen Lynch trained horse winning 24% at the maiden special weight numbers. He, as I mentioned, is smoking at Delaware Park 13 times out with horses, 7 winners. That's a better than 50%. 2 seconds and a third. So a lot of winning going on for Mr. Lynch. Finally, Tito's changed my luck. The 4 horse. This one is I'm looking at the May 14th workout, 4 furlongs of 49-2. It's the second best of 15. One of the better workouts for many of the horses in this crew. So I think this one looks much better than anything else that's left, at least in terms of on paper and based upon the workouts. So you got a lot of first-time starters in here. It's going to be, that's one of those races where anything could come home. Looking at our hot dog pick 4s, Terry, you have.
Let's see, I have the 7 as a single, then I go 1, 5, and then in the third race it should
be 7.
Yeah.
All right.
It should be 2, 3, 7, 8. So
2, 3, 7, 8. So 3, 8, 7, and should be a 7 instead of the 5 at the end.
Yep. And then I finish up with 5 in the last leg. So.
And for me, I'm going to go 2 horses in the first race, 2 horses in the second race, 4 in the third leg, and then 2 in the last leg. It's going to come down to the 5 or the 7 in that last leg. At least I think so anyway.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the 7 at like 3 to 5 that ends up winning that race after they all go 3 to 5 all the way down the card. So that's kind of what happened yesterday at Mountaineer Park, right?
Right.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Last night, as we mentioned, Ricardo was on from Ricardo Chiappi from Penn National. Tonight, Sean and Chris, again, filling in for me. Thank you, Chris. We're going to have a special guest in tonight. That is at 8 p.m., Gerald Delp, who is the son of the late trainer Grover Bud Delp, who actually had a hand in training Spectacular Bid. So it should be a very interesting show. You're going to want to catch that tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the easiest way to make sure you don't miss it, Terry, is to go ahead and click on the subscribe button here at YouTube. And then while you're at YouTube, hit the like button. We like that as well. Hit the bell so that when we go live, you are notified that the show has started. And then from there, subscribe, follow us on our social sites at Horse Race Today on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You see it on the scroller down there below. I think I figured out why I echo now.
Why is that?
Because when I flipped over to the Facebook page there, I started echoing.
Oh.
And I think because it's going live there simultaneously, that's what's causing the echo.
Okay.
Normally, this is the point where I would take you through your best bet, Terry, but your best bet, they're not running at Churchill today.
Oh, they're not. They
canceled 3 tracks today in the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
So
well, I can say my best bet yesterday won, though.
All right. Well, tell us about yesterday while I come out and come back in again.
All right. Well, yesterday I had at Presque Isle Downs. It was a baby race for 2-year-olds, and I liked the number 2 in the 4th race, Mikey Bananas. And Mikey Bananas won the race, paid $420, $260, and $240. My second choice, Camino de Santiago, ran second, paid $380 and $3, and the exacta for a buck was $840. So if you bet, even bet a $10 box, you would have collected 84 for $20, which isn't too bad.
No, you can always take that. But while you're at horse racing today, although Terry's best bet of the day isn't there, you can see we have a new piece every week called Ask Charles. Charles, Trent has been in the business for 37 years, done just about everything, owning horses, training horses. He's a bloodstock agent now. And we got a couple good questions about when do you know that the horse is ready to run, if you have a good one or a bad one. Also asked what kind of bets that he likes to make at the track and which he feels are the best. and then talked about why Echo Zulu scratched and why the jockey Joel Rosario decided that it wasn't a good day to run, and how horses are ordinarily scratched. If you have a question for Charles, please, you can send him an email, anything about horse racing. He's been around for a long time, at bigcasinoracing@gmail.com. It is in the article. You can check that out. And again, if you have a question for Charles, go ahead and pick up Charles's, challenge him with a tough question, Terry.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So Charles over at Charles B. E.F. Hutton Charles likes a pick 4, the Vienna sausage type at Delaware, 3, 1, and then 3, 7, 8, and then 2, 5. He's going to play it for $5.
All
so
right.
You'll get it, a 50 center at $5. You'll get it 10 times.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes, indeed. So Charles loves the Vienna sausage pick 4 angle.
Yeah.
All right. So race number 5 as we move along. Mr. Terry, let me pull up the add to screen. Race 5. My screens are all out of order because I keep clicking in and out. This one is 1 mile and 70 yards on the turf, claiming 16,000 for a purse of 22 grand. This one is for 3 years old and up, which have never won 3 races or which not won a race on turf since June 15th of last year. And at 1 mile and 70 yards on the turf, Terry, so far they've run 7 races, 6 of which were won by speed. 4 went wire to wire, interesting to me. And the inside 3 are dominating. So I'm going to start with my long shot here, Terry, with number 1. Ready Reward is 1 for 1 on Delaware turf, tied for the top last race speed figure, dropping down in class, gets that high win rate rail, and just needs to run 3 back where it won that one effort on turf on turf at Delaware Park. And I think the one horse in this race number 5, is going to go off. Well, I don't know what he's going to go off at, but the morning line odds on the 5 horse for the race number 1 with the 5 horse are 12 to 1.
All right. Pretty good one. Well, I like in this race number 11, Borgo by the Sea. He likes Delaware Park, finishing in the money in all 3 of the races he's competed in. And he's won 2 of those starts, finished 3rd in the versus similar in the last race. And then I like number 10, Dreamin' of Seville. He has finished in the money in 4 out of the last 5 races, winning 1 of those starts and finishing 3rd in his last race at Delaware Park. Then I like number 2, 302 Cassie. He is a perfect at Delaware Park, winning 4 out of 4 starts. He really likes the track. He has done well on the turf, winning 8 out of 30 starts. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and the trainer in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 4 starts. And then number 6, my 4th choice, Prince of Caps. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, has a trainer who wins 29% of the time when bringing a favorite back again.
All right. So I let you know why I like the one horse as my long shot, and that is Ready Reward. That rail has been really rewarding people in the inside 3. So I'm going to go with number 3 horse. Interesting that you and I only have, we have 2 horses we agree on.
Yeah, we have the 10 and the 2. So
I just really focused on that inside because that inside speed seems like it's a killer at the distance at Delaware so far. Anyway, Jag is dropping in class, has the best late pace numbers that he popped ever in the last 10 races. Resume says that there's a really good chance for a major step forward in the race number 2 off the bench. Your second pick, my 3rd pick, Dreamin' of Seville. Been facing much tougher horses, but been off since October. But when you look at that resume of the past performances, you see the horse tends to run okay after coming off the bench. Hasn't really won, but usually like 2nd or 3rd and not by a whole lot. 302 Cassie. So that must be somebody who lives in the 302 area code.
yeah.
Forget what you see on paper with this one, Terry. You probably mentioned this one, but at Delaware Park, ran on the Delaware Park grass 4 times. Terry, how many wins does he have?
4.
4 for 4. You know what? He's run 34 races elsewhere. Do you know how many wins he has in 34 races elsewhere?
Probably none.
4.
4. Oh, okay.
So run him on Delaware turf, you go 4 for 4. Run him anywhere else 34 times. He's only going to get 4 wins. So if not, I kind of like the 5 in that spot too.
He has 8 on the turf that he's won. So
and 4 of them in 4 races at Delaware.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he loves Delaware. So.
Yeah, that is the quintessential horse for the course in race number 5. All right, so race number 6, Terry. is a 1 mile allowance race of $42,000. Big race on the card today for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. So thank you, the Delaware staff, for keeping the classification simple for me. Race number 6 at 1 mile, 16 races, 9 won from off the pace, Terry. So weird that at route on the turf, they get up and they boogie, but on the dirt, you better come from off the pace. 4 through 7 has been the most prominent in terms of post positions. So far, just 1 win from the rail and no wins from 8 or out. Slightly underperform at posts 2 and 3. Why do you like the number 4 horse, Raise a Spites?
I like that horse because she has finished in the money in all 3 of her career races, winning her last start at Delaware Park. Then I like number 2, Life is a Banquet. She tried Kingland and ran a disappointing race, but now returns to Delaware Park, where she won her last race by a whopping 23 lengths. She switches to high percentage winning jockey and drops in class today. And then I like number 6 as my third pick, Surf Rose. She won her last race at Pimlico and is now trying Delaware Park for the first time. And then I like number 5 as my fourth pick, Windcracker. She ran second in her last race, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and she has the highest last speed rating.
You're going to wish you had Windcracker as your top pick, Terry.
Yeah?
Yep, because this guy comes in from Oaklawn Park, where he ran the top last race speed figure versus stronger company and showed improved fractions. I do like the 4 horses, my second choice. Raise a Spites. So far, run 3 times, and each and every race goes better than the one before. So you saw some much improved pace numbers in the first half mile of the last race. And a lot of times when you see a horse pick up the early pace numbers, it's a sign that it's getting into form. Number 2, Life is a Banquet. It should be, but that last race was certainly not a banquet for that horse. It was absolutely brutal. But since then, he's worked very well and looks like he's going to go back to the form that he showed in his first 3 career starts. We had a lot of early pace, but unfortunately tends to fade late. So he'll be getting out front and then hanging on for dear life as the finish line approaches. And then finally, number 3, Grundle's Cow. The debut fits here. The problem is in career race number 2, he had some real internal race problems. So he's going to go long for the first time today, and I expect that this one could be the pace setter. I don't understand why I am echoing sometimes. I'm going to have to figure that out. Hey, Jared, what's happening, my friend? Wow, I just got something else. Where do you get 40 to 1 second? Was that in race number 5? Churchill is canceled, yeah, because of the tomorrow, too. Yeah, it's just been brutally warm this part of the country, that's for sure. Yesterday was nice and hot. Got my way off to Lake Michigan. It was a good day to go over there with the dog. She likes swimming in the lake.
All right.
So race number 7, Terry, is a mile and a 16th on the turf. Maiden, $40,000 for 3 years old and upwards at a mile and a 16th. So far on the turf, they've run 6 races, 50-50 between winners, closers, and speed types. The 2 speed types that did win went wire to wire, and all of the winners were 4 out. I'm going to kick myself out again, Terry, and come back in.
All right. Well, let me start out in this race with number 8 is my first pick, Seduce. She likes the turf, finishing in the money in 2 out of 2 starts, and she has a high percentage winning jockey, and she ran second versus similar in her last race. Number 10, Etheric. She is a deep closer, finishing in 3 career races in second or third. She has the highest class speed rating, drops in class today, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 7, Aioli. She is trying grass for the first time, finished third versus Tupper in drops in class today. And then my fourth pick is number 4, Kudi. She had trouble in her last race and finished 6th. The breeding suggests she'll like the grass. The dam has 8 winners from 10 starters, and 5 of those were turf winners. And she drops in class today. So,
all right. So for me, I also like the 8 horse, which is your long shot. It's also my top pick too. Seduce just missed at this level in our last start, and I think he can make up the difference in the second start following a long layoff. Number 10 is also my second choice. Etheric comes in from Turfway Park, Aqueduct, and Laurel. So in my opinion, that is a triple track drop. The only problem for me with this one is going to be way back And sometimes when you get too far back, it's kind of difficult to make up that ground. But it is dropping in class, and at least as far as purse money goes. Number 4 is my third choice, which is Coldy. This is another triple track dropper from Aqueduct, Tampa Bay, and Gulfstream Park. It's going to give grass a go for the first time, and you have to trust that. And I think he's a turf specialist. That Christophe Clement has a good sense that this horse can run on turf. Otherwise, he wouldn't have him in here. And then finally, closing out this race with number 5, Solidarity. Are you all right there, Terry?
Yep.
This one, I'm going to take a shot with a $200,000 first-time starter that has some good works. And then our last race of the day at Delaware Park is a 1 mile claiming $8,000 for a purse of $14,000. 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races, again at 1 mile. They've run 16 races, 9 of which were won from off the pace. Only one of which went wire to wire. So clearly there is an anti-speed bias. 4 through 7 have been the most prominent post positions. 1 has not scored a W, just 1 W so far in 16 races. None from 8 and out. And the 2 and the 3 slightly underperform. Close out the show with your best picks here, Terry.
Well, I like number 3, Chilling Secret. He ran second in his last race, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 1, Stalking, who might just be the second horse to win a race from the 1 post. He ran second in his last race and should improve at the longer distance. Number 8 is my third pick, Gunhand. He comes in from Pimlico to try Delaware Park. For the first time, he returns to dirt after he had a really bad turf race try. And then number 4 is my fourth pick, Nantucketer. He ran second for the third time in a row in his last race, and he got the highest last speed rating doing so. It switches to a high percentage winning jockey.
Yes, he switches to that high percentage winning jockey, and he also switches tracks. Coming in from Tampa Bay Downs and has a decent workout at Delaware Park since arriving up north. As you mentioned, Terry, at Tampa Bay, did run the top last race speed figure. And just kind of looking at some of the other horses that ran for that Tampa Bay to Delaware transfer, I noticed there's a little bit of a bump in their speed numbers when they come up north. So hopefully we'll see the same there. Number 6, Special Meister. Here's another track dropping specialist coming in from Gulfstream Park. It is concerning to me that his workouts at Delaware are not too sharp, kind of bad. But this is going to be the softest bunch of horses that he's faced by far. And if you can't handle this group, well, then you might not be able to handle many groups. And number 1, Stalking. I did want to rank this one higher, but the rail is just 1 win in 16 starts. And, and to me, horse racing, any kind of gambling is all about assessing risk, right? Probability. And 1 in 16 is not a high probability. But this horse was a lot better in the second half of its last race than it was in the previous start. So I do expect to see a really good version of Stalking today. And then the last pick of the day, number 5, Tiny Tin. Trainer Jose Ramirez has won 3 of 8 of his last 8 starts. With his horse is making the second start off a claim for him. Was a tough call for me over the number 2 horse, but I expect that the 5 horse Tiny Tin has reason to be better in the second start following the layoff, whereas the 2 horse has been running for a while, and as Dennis Green says, he is what we think he is. And along with the last race of the day comes our prime rib, and I'm hoping that some of these come through today, Terry, because I really do expect today at Delaware Park to be filled with some prices, some value, and maybe even a couple of bombs in there.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, after having last night with so many short prices at Mountaineer, so I think you're right about that. I like playing Delaware Park. I've done well in the past. So anyway.
So, looks like the first race is in, or is just Delaware Park. Looks like the first race is off. Let's see what the video says. And the video says the 3 horse one with the 7, and then the 4, and then the 5. So 3, 7, 4, 5 to start off the day. So that means I'm knocked out of my.
So am I.
I'm knocked out of my hot dog.
So am I, because I
You
singled
soloed
the
the 7, huh?
Yeah,
I went 5-7. Oh well. On to the prime rib. All right, so one more time, Terry, as we go through our picks of the day. Let's pull up the full card of picks. There's your full card. Whoops, there's the full card of picks. Your best bet mixed. Your boxed it up. Does look, I don't know, because there's a 4 in there, right? Didn't I say?
I don't know.
It was a 3, 7, 4, 5. So you got the exacta, but we missed the trifecta in that. As far shoot the messenger. Okay, so the next up is let's take a look. Well, the hot dog pick 4 is over already, but in the event that you want to do a pick 3, there's what we look at in the back half of that. Wish I would have went 3 deep on the first leg. Now you wish you would have went set 2 deep.
Yeah, I should have dropped the horse off of that last leg and went, the
normal 2x3 by 3 by 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then our box it ups for the day are coming up pretty quickly in races Terry's, it was done. Mine's coming up in race number 3. And then, of course, our prime rib pick 4 is here. If you like what you saw today, please do us a huge favor on Facebook and on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button at YouTube. Also hit the follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You see it scrolling down there at Horse Race Today, the number 2. Tom and I will be back at 3 o'clock Eastern to go over day 3, I think it is, at the Royal Ascot. Hopefully we'll have a better day 3 than we are having day 2. And then, of course, I don't know. I didn't see because they're not showing who did what in the last race 5, I think it was. So I don't know how the picks did there. And then, of course, again, tonight, catch Sean and Chris as they talked with another guest tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, Terry and I will be back at Belmont. Jared, what's the weather going to be like out there? Is it going to be blasting hot tomorrow out there too? Because if so, maybe you're not sure if Belmont's going to run. And then finally, if you'd like to support the show, we would greatly appreciate your support at the show. Please head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Get yourself some horseracingtoday.net gear. All you have to do is click on the HRT gear link up here in the messenger bar, in the menu bar, and we'd greatly appreciate your support. Right, Terry?
That's right. Appreciate it very much so.
Absolutely, Sue, we do. And then if you're going to bet Presque Isle Downs, which looks like one of the few tracks that hasn't canceled today, because a lot of tracks are canceling in the Midwest, but it is today's free track over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Please use a link over on in the description here on YouTube and the description at Facebook to head on over there so they know where you're coming from. All right, Terry, I think that wraps up today for Delaware Park. Any final thoughts on this? Final thoughts of wisdom on this hump day?
Yeah, have a really good day, and it's the down part of the week, so that's good for everybody. And just tell your loved ones how you feel about them as long as it's positive. Anyway, and
maybe sometimes telling them why you're not happy with them is a good thing too.
Well, as long as you do it in a nice way and not in a derogatory way. So, I mean, that's true too. Yeah. The good communication is always key to good relationships. So anyway, and I don't know who won that 5th race, but it was a gray horse. So that's all I can tell you. Yeah,
because it doesn't show you any numbers in Twin Spires or anything like that. Maybe Jared, because you know the payout, but when you look at Twin Spires or TVG, it shows just shows exact refund. So I don't know if nobody had it in the States or something. That's very possible, because I think that was that 32 horse field or something like that. Was
probably
insane.
Something like that. But I love watching those races because they run them a lot different than they do here. But you never know who's in front, or I can never tell. Like the one's going off now in the 6th race, and there's like 30 horses in there or something.
So in that last race, it was 8-2. That's what it was, Jared, at Royal Ascot, the one that we missed. All right, Terry. Well, whether you're betting unknown horses at Royal Ascot, where they don't show you who won, lost, or showed online, or you're betting at Delaware Park a little later on, or you're just trying to head out to the beach on these really warm days in the Midwest, no matter what we do, what you do, we hope that the day ends up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. See you in a couple of hours with Tom as we try to tackle day 3 at the Royal Ascot and looking for our 40-1 winners.